Looks like we have 3 attendees waiting to come in.
I'll start the introduction, I guess. Okay.
Are you going to let the people in?
Is there a way to let them in?
There's attendees. Let me see if I can let them in. Oh, there they in. Okay, awesome.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Ceresa Newsome. Welcome to How to Start a YouTube Channel. It's the first of a series, a monthly series that I'll be going over piece by piece, how to get started on YouTube. So again, I am Ceresa Newsome. I am creative in residence here at the Ives Main Library in New Haven, Connecticut. I am a creative. I love to make things with my hand. I am a fashion designer by trade. I also knit, sew, and crochet. So I launched a business over the pandemic, Endangered Stitches, where we offer knit, sewing, and crochet courses. I also host programs each month at the main library. We've had a lot of crochet courses. Most recently, we did an easy beanie hat at the library. So check out our events and please stop by. Our events in February will be virtual. Okay, so a lot of people want to get started on YouTube. It can be very lucrative. Some people do it just as a hobby, just to share something that they love. So to get started, you have to develop a plan. You have to start thinking about why. Why do you want to start your channel? You have to think about what kind of content you want to create. You also have to think about what's out there already. What are you going to add? So you have to make a plan to do that. So this is the agenda. We're going to start by going over the plan and then the basics on how to set up your channel, the initial steps. And then we're going to go into designing your banner art. This is one of the first things that your audience will see when they come to your YouTube channel. And then the next steps. As I mentioned, this is going to be a series. Okay, so when you're planning, you have to do a lot of research, like the same as you would with anything you're going to get started with, a business, a paper. You have to plan, right? So you have to think about the industry. There are a lot of videos now about, different, mostly beauty and fashion, gaming. I'm seeing a lot. I have a 5-year-old son. He loves to watch the gaming. And then you have to think about what your niche is. So what makes you special? What's your target? What stands out? What makes you stand out? Why does your idea? What's that niche market that you're going to address? And then you have to create your launch strategy. So we're going to go into your industry. So these are the top industries now that exist in YouTube that people are creating content for: entertainment, food, as I mentioned, gaming, beauty and fashion, music, and sports. And you got to think about within each industry, there are different things that are covered. In entertainment, that's a wide category. So what in entertainment do you want to cover and create content for? Food. what are you going to do? Are you going to do reviews? Are you going to go into different restaurants and showcase the foods that are there? Are you going to do cooking and show people how to make different recipes? So these are things you need to think about. So when you go into your niche, you got to think about what your personal passions and interests are, because this is what will make you stand out from what's already there. This will make you stand out from your competition, right? What is your competition doing and how can you do it differently? What are you bringing to the table that is different? And what is it that your audience wants? Maybe there's something that you see personally that doesn't exist in the market that you want to bring, and people that want the same. So these will start to develop your niche and make you stand out. So you have to create your launch strategy before you start. You got to figure out how often do you want to post content. So a lot of people do it weekly. Some people do it twice a week or a specific day during the week. Consistency is key. So if you establish that in the beginning, that's very important. You got to figure out when you launch, how are you going to promote your page? Do you have other social media channels that you will use to promote your YouTube channel? And you want to build a community around that. So a lot of people, they have their YouTube channel and they say, oh, follow me on Instagram or follow me on Facebook. So this helps to create a community and allows people to get to know more about you in different areas. Then you want to test. So this is something we'll get more into in other parts of the series. But when you start, you have to front load some videos. You have to get started. A lot of us are intimidated. We think we have to have the best camera. We have to have everything in order to get started. But you just have to get started. That's the only way that you can create data. That's the only way you can figure out how the algorithm works for you. What works, who's commenting, what do people like? So you have to test and you have to set your launch date. So you would most likely front load some videos and then launch later. So you'll have content already there when you're ready to launch. So when people come to your page, they have a lot to watch. Okay. Woo, that came so fast. So now I'm going to go over how to create your channel. So everyone has to have, in order to create your channel, you have to have a Google account. So YouTube is run by Google. So you have to have a Google account. And there are some age requirements for setting up a YouTube channel, specifically because there are requirements for setting up a Gmail account, a Google account. So you have to be at least 13 years of age. And then there are ways that you can create security for children. But even if you're within that age, 13 to 17, YouTube requires that you have a parent or guardian that's over the age of 18 sign up for your page for you. So that's just a disclaimer, because I know a lot of families have their kids on YouTube, doing toy reviews and things like that. So it is possible. They do have requirements. And if you're between 13 and 17, you have to have your parent or guardian sign up for that page for you. Okay, so I'm just going to pause my share and I'm going to show you how simple it is to just create a channel. YouTube delete channels or videos, or do they stay indefinitely? Okay, so YouTube, you can delete your own videos. Let's see. Share. Okay, so you can delete your own videos if you wish. Sometimes if your videos are against guidelines, they can be removed by YouTube as well. So hopefully that answers your question. I am just going to, let's see. This is it. Okay. Trying to get my window up. So, okay, that was it. Okay. Okay, so here I am on a Gmail account. So remember I mentioned you have to have your Gmail account in order to create your YouTube channel, okay? So once you sign up into your Gmail account, up here on the right-hand corner, there's Google Apps. So I'm gonna click on the Google Apps and I'm gonna go to YouTube. So here it's gonna bring me right to YouTube and you're gonna see all the ads and everything pop up. So I'm gonna go again up to the right hand, the icon on the upper right-hand corner, click there, and it's gonna give me the option to create a channel. I'm just gonna click on that. So when you get here, they immediately take you to a page where you're going to upload your picture and create your name. So my name is gonna be CIR Test. And then I'm gonna go and upload a picture from my folder on my desktop. Okay, so I'm gonna use, let's use this one. Oh, it's too big. I'll use this one. Okay, and then I press done. So you can use a logo, you can use any picture you want for your YouTube picture. And then you'll go to create channel. This program will be recorded and it will be available for attendees to watch again. Okay, so now I have my channel. So you want to also, when you first sign up for your channel, make sure you turn on your two-step verification for security purposes. There are a lot of people hacking into accounts and doing strange things. So you want to make sure that you turn on your two-step verification. So to do that, you just click on your icon, manage your Google account, go over to security over here on the left side, go down to two-step verification and turn on. Okay, I'm not gonna do that right now because it's gonna take me to a page and take me off, but that's how you do it. You turn it on and it's gonna ask you to enter your number and it'll send you a code and you enter the number and it's that easy. Okay. So now you have a page. You want to customize your page by creating your banner. So I'm going to go to my channel and I'm going to click on my photo here. And it's going to take me to my YouTube studio. So here you can edit your photo. You can change it, remove it, change it to another picture. And then you upload your banner image. So when you're doing your research, you also look at other existing channels and you would notice that they have banners. The banner is like the first thing people would see that tells them what your channel is about. So there's some guidelines and YouTube used to provide a graphic that tells you the exact dimensions. Let's see. So we're gonna, so here it's telling you it has to be at least 2048 by 1152 pixels and 66 megabytes or less. So I use Canva a lot to design. I know how to do Illustrator and Photoshop, but Canva is easy. You could do a lot in one program and it's free. So we're gonna go over to Canva and show you how to design your own banner. Let's see, any more questions? So Canva. So I went ahead and I designed this template that has the dimensions for a YouTube banner art. So this section here that's in purple, that's the safe area that will be shown on your mobile device, on your computer desktop, and your TV or your tablet. Regardless of where you're viewing your banner from, your YouTube channel from, whatever's in that space will show. Anything outside of that area will not show on if someone is looking on their cell phone. Okay, so it's a very small space, but we're going to use this to design our banner. So there's some elements. Okay. So you'll need to include your YouTube channel name. So right now I used, and these are the dimensions. So I like to create things from scratch. So that's why I created this. But there are tons of resources on YouTube. If you do a web search, that this is done already for you. And if you want me to send this to you, my email, creative@nhfpl.org, and I'm happy to share this. So here in the safe zone, we'll put the name. So right now I just put CIR test as my YouTube channel name. So we'll just keep that consistent. So I'm going to put the name. If you want to put a logo, that's fine as well. So you're going to put that in the middle. And then you're going to put a photo of yourself. So, you know, there's a lot of content, as I mentioned, on YouTube, and you want to make it personable. You want people to know that it's you. You know, you want to show your face so people could feel comfortable with you and relate. So I might have some photos already, but actually, let me show you another program that's helpful when you're adding your photo. If you have a paid Canva subscription, you can remove the background directly in Canva, but I do not have the paid subscription and I don't need it. So I'm going to use this website, remove.bg, to remove the background from my image. So I'm going to upload the same image that I used for my profile photo. And I'm going to open it and remove background. See how quick that was? I'm going to download it. And then I'm going to go back to Canva and upload it to Canva and use it on my banner art. Okay. So then I'm just going to drag it over and make sure it's in that space. And even though, you know, this space here, this purple space is the safe space, you don't have to limit all of your work to that one space, because once it opens up, if someone's watching your YouTube channel on a TV or on a desktop, these other areas open up as well. But you want to make sure that the main parts of your banner art are in that area. So I'm gonna put my photo there. And then I want to put how often I am gonna post so people know, or no, I'm gonna put my user prop. So let's say I am a creative consultant, creative, let's say, because you want to be as specific as possible. Creative business consultant. So you want to make sure you put your user prop, your unique selling prop, what you do, so people know as soon as they get to your page, they see your banner, they know what you're gonna do, what they're gonna find on your page. Okay, so and then you can even get specific as to what industry, because creative business consultations is a pretty wide category. So you can say fashion, or oh no, let's say arts and crafts. Okay. And then I don't want it to be bold. Okay. So I'll move that up a little bit. And then you also want to include how often people should expect to see new content added. Weekly tips and tutorials. Make it smaller. So I'm just quickly going over this, but please use this opportunity to get as creative as you need, whatever reflects your industry and your business. Whatever you're gonna do, make sure you do what it takes for you to stand out. Let's see. Okay, and even if I wanted to add a logo or something, there's a little space where I can do that. So when you go into a YouTube channel as well, on the banner, they usually have, this is automated. YouTube creates links and like to your external, to your website, to your social media channels. That's done when you set up the channel, and the links come into this shaded area. So if you want to take advantage of that in your design and maybe create a call to action, I'm going to put an arrow. Let's use this one. And I'm going to just tilt it a little bit, make it a little smaller. It's usually here. I'm going to change the color so it stands out black. And I'm going to put check us out here. Okay. So now I'm going to delete this because this is just a marker so that I know where the links are, but I don't want to keep that box there. I don't want that box to show because the links are automatically added to that section in YouTube. So I'm going to remove that. Okay, check us out here. And then I'm going to, so now I'm going to remove all of these place markers. Okay. And I'm gonna add some things to make it a little pretty, attractive, some fun things. So I'm gonna do maybe like, let's see, paintbrush. Okay. So I'm just gonna add this palette with these paint brushes here. Splash. These are all free here to just add to those areas that fall outside of the box, but that you will see them if you open them up on a desktop or on your television. Send that to the back. Okay, so it's there. So all of these other dimensions, I'm just going to remove. This is just my template. Okay, so I think this looks pretty good. I saw that little border around there, so let me add a frame shape. Okay. This. Too big. We'll see. Okay. All right. So I think that's pretty good. And then you're going to be able to download it and upload it immediately and see what it looks like. When I first did this, some of the dimensions in the template weren't exact. So I just, once I saw it on the YouTube channel, I can see exactly, how much I need to move it up or down. And you can easily just come in here and make those changes, download it and upload it again. It's just a part of the creative process sometimes. So I'm going to download this. Okay, and I'm going to go back to my channel and upload it. All right. So this here, check us out here. It's appearing in the safe space. But if someone's looking on their phone, they're only going to see that. Check us and then the O. So I want to move that, make that smaller and move that more out so that someone who's not seeing the full view is not trying to figure out what that is. Okay. I want to publish. Okay, let me do it again. Done. And then you do have to publish your page so that, okay, I'm going to go to the channel. So you see how it shows? And I think that looks pretty cute. So you can always go back to Canva and make edits. I probably move this over a little bit. So it's out of that frame. Move the arrow over and I'll turn it around a little bit. And then I download it again and upload it again. So it's just part of that process. Any questions? Okay. Sorry, I'm just going to upload what I just changed, and then we'll go into the next step. So I'm going to change it. So you have a lot of flexibility with this. All right, so we see how that is. And I didn't add any links in this, so that's why they're not showing in that upper right corner. I just literally started this channel with you all here. So I did not insert any websites or any social media, but if I did, it would appear right here in that upper right corner. Okay. Getting back my presentation. Okay. So the banner art, it takes a lot of creativity, and having the template is very helpful. You see how quick it was for me to just go in, drop some images, some text, and some extra artwork, and it was so quick. Some people just starting out, they don't realize how important that safe zone is right here, that safe area is when creating your banner. And then there will be a lot more back and forth trying to perfect it because it doesn't fit in that space. And sometimes it's not explained as clearly. So hopefully that helped. And like I mentioned before, if you need me to send this to you or share the Canva template, just email me, creative@nhfpl.org. I think I see. Oh, so that's a good question, Peter. So yeah, and Nina. So I save the artwork straight from Canva. It gets downloaded into your downloads folder. So I just picked it up straight from my downloads folder, but you can move it into whatever folder you want to save it into on your desktop, or wherever on a hard drive, wherever you want. It's easy to just move around. So naming your channel. So yes. Naming your channel. So it depends on your industry, right? And that goes into the creative process. So it could be as intense as you want of a process, or as simple as of a process. It's totally up to you and your style. So some things I would, yes. So my email address is right here. So when you're naming your channel, you want to also, when you're doing your research, look and see what people in your industry that you're trying to enter, what names are they using? What's catchy, right? So if it's, if you're planning on doing games, what's a word that stands out to gamers? If you're doing skateboarding, what words stand out to skateboarders? It could be if you have a business, just name it your business name. So it really depends. I like to names are very important to me personally, and I like catchy names. A lot of times the catchy names that I think of, they already exist. So I'm always writing things down in my phone notes until I catch, like my business, my personal business, Endangered Stitches. So it has meaning because stitches, and not to get into another topic, but sewing, knitting, and crocheting are not skills that are taught as widely as they used to be. So I consider them endangered. So it's a play on endangered species, but it's endangered stitches. So it's like, so it's totally up to you, whatever process suits you. If you want to brainstorm some names and, pass them on to someone, your group of friends, I'm here. I'm the creative in residence at the library. I am a resource for that as well. If you want to sit down and brainstorm some business names, I'm happy to do that as well. What are some other questions? So that's my email, creative@nhfpl. I skipped by just so you all can get my email because I had a few requests for that. And then I think there was another question. Okay, the name and how you save. Okay. So yeah, so this is the basics to get started. So those are things that you would have to think about: your strategy, your launch strategy, what industry you're going to do, how much time can you dedicate to your page, right? Can you post content once a week? Because it's not just taking the video, it's also editing it, right? And then you have to figure out, and we'll go into this in more further next month, but you have to figure out how much time do you have to edit. You have to create a thumbnail. And like I said, I am a creative, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm not an influencer by any means. I have created YouTube videos for certain organizations. So I'm going along this process with you as well. I'm in the process of developing the YouTube channel for my personal brand, not for monetary gain, but to share to my students how to do certain things. I have classes and sometimes they're like, oh, I forgot. Can you just send me the video? So sometimes I just go in and create a video on YouTube to be able to have a shareable link. So it, and then the monetary thing as well. There are software, AdSense, that you would sign up for to get paid for sponsors. So people would put their ads on your website, on your YouTube channel, and you'll get paid over time. When you become successful in your YouTube channel and you get thousands of followers, then you'd be able to monetize directly from YouTube. But we'll get further into it. This is just about the basics: how to create, how to start thinking about the idea of what your channel is going to be, what it's going to look like, how to do research. Be sure there's thousands of videos out there. Take your time and look through what's there. What's the good? What do you like? What do you don't like? Why do you like it? Why you don't like it? Yeah, and just start. Don't be afraid. You don't need to have the best camera. You don't need to have the best mic. And I'm laughing because my husband wants to start a podcast. He's going to start a podcast and he loves the visual of the overhead, the mic. And he's like, oh, those are going to be so expensive. But there are expensive ones and there are inexpensive ones. If you're just doing it for look, there are many options out there for you. So just start posting. So some next things we have, programs, sorry, not things. We have an introduction to Premiere Pro at the library. I'm not teaching it, but it is available. So I would definitely recommend going to that program so that you can learn more about editing video, so that when you are ready to start recording, you have that up your sleeve. I think I see a question coming to go. Yeah, the GoPro, all the right angles. Yes, exactly. So it's a starter camera. I do a lot of overhead shots because I'm showing my hands or, sewing. So I got a specific camera for those overhead shots. But sometimes I also use just my cell phone for some things, and that's fine if you have a decent cell phone camera. So yes, so we're going to be doing Introduction to Premiere Pro on February 3rd. These are going to be virtual programs. Go to the New Haven Free Public Library and check out the events, and you'll be able to register online. Advanced Adobe Illustrator, that's Thursday, February 17th. And then the next part of this series is going to be next month, February 25th. And then we're going into how to create your intro and your outro video, or your end cap, I guess. So when you create your video, a lot of the videos, they have a short intro that's kind of like your banner, but it's at the beginning of each of your videos. So it just introduces who you are, and then before it goes into your video. And then at the end, you'll have your call to action and maybe some music or something, a short video at the end. So next month, we'll go into that in addition to more tips. So we'll all go through the process together. Let's see. So this is going to be recorded. It's also being streamed live on Facebook. So if you go to the New Haven Free Public Library site on Facebook page, you'll be able to rewatch. And I believe they post it on YouTube. Abby, correct me if I'm wrong. The recordings go on YouTube after. Okay. And then, not YouTube related, I said I teach crochet, knitting, and sewing. So next month, February 24th, and it is a virtual program, I will be teaching crochet hoop earrings. So how you can turn an old pair of hoop earrings into something more fabulous with some yarn and a crochet hook. So we're going to be doing ruffle earrings. So please sign up for that. And that's all. Thank you for listening and for all of the great questions. Again, my email creative@nhfpl.org. If you have any questions about creative processes, you have creative business development things you would like help with, you want to learn how to sew, you want to know how to knit or crochet, I am at the library. Monday is my office hours, Monday from 11 to 1, and on Thursdays from 12 to 2. So usually you can find me at the Ives Main Library in the Tinker Lab during those hours. And if you go on a website, you can actually reserve the office hours under Creative in Residence. They're 30-minute slots. If you want to meet in person, I'm usually sitting there if I don't have an appointment, and you can just grab me, and email works just fine. If you have any questions, I am an entrepreneur. I am a creative. I have a master's in design management. I've started my business. So I'm sure whatever you need help with, if I'm not able to help you, I can connect you with community creatives that would be able to help you along your way. Thank you, Janice. Thank you. So that's it. Unless there's any other questions, that's the end of my program. I hope you got everything that you came to get from our program today. And thank you for joining us. Any more questions? How many series on setting up YouTube channel does that? Okay, so the series, so there will be once a month. So my program is going to be my residency ends in June. So I plan to have once a month through June. And we'll be able to get into actually like recording and hopefully some editing, the different software that's available for editing. Thank you. And be safe if you're in the Northeast. We're expecting a storm, so please be safe and stay warm.